everyone, it's Angela Stevens, and I am so excited to introduce you to our guest today on the podcast, Refocus with Angela. This is a very unique guest. I have had a blast talking to her before we begin, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but she's somebody that you might know, somebody that you might have seen on the internet, somebody that you might have gotten tips from. So hang on tight. You're going to have such a fun time listening to this podcast. But today we have Mary Haiar. She is a YouTuber, and she is such a specialized YouTuber because she does it on cake decorating. And let me tell you, I'm not a cook. I am not a cake decorator. I will be subscribing and I'm intimidated. I just have to say that. But she is amazing. She's going to give us a lot of tips today. But on today's podcast, we're going to talk to her about how she focuses and how she does things, because I've got a lot of questions for you. So first of all, did I include that right? Is that what you do for a living? Okay,
well,
perfect.
That, and I work in a bakery also.
Awesome. So first of all, tell us your YouTube channel. How can people find you?
It's Sophisticakes by Mary.
Okay.
And yeah, just start typing in Sophisticakes or sophisticated. It'll come up.
Okay,
with that.
Perfect. And what type of cake do you do? Wedding cakes? Do you do birthday cakes? What kind of cakes do you do?
At my job, which that's a long story, but I did have a business in my home for about 13 years.
Okay.
And at that stage, I was doing basically the same as I'm doing now.
Okay.
But I'm doing it in a bakery and letting somebody else handle the business end that I have done.
Okay.
Ready to hand that to somebody else. And then I focused on my free time on my YouTube channel. But specialize in wedding cakes, sugar flowers. On my YouTube channel in particular, it's a lot of abstract. That has really grabbed people's attention. That's kind of trending now, is the abstract art. But I do birthdays also, pretty much anything, but I focus mainly on weddings and abstract.
Okay. So when people come to you, are they people who have any experience, or are they wanting to learn?
On YouTube or at
just when they find you?
I get a lot of people that are trying to learn what I've already learned, basically. And I get a lot of questions about techniques.
Got it. Question for you. So on YouTube, are you doing your own filming? Are you doing your own lighting? You do it yourself, right? Okay. So
everything. Yeah.
I love that. So when you're recording, some people do it like I do this all the time. So this is natural for me, but sometimes it can be intimidating, right? So what happens to you when you have those days when maybe you're flustered or you're not ready, or maybe you're just not having that on day and it's just not that day, right?
Yeah.
How do you focus so that you can get that video uploaded and do what you need to do? What do you do to focus on a daily basis?
I try to remind myself that this is what I love and get back to the passion of it.
Yeah.
Get back to that, and then just take a minute and just kind of figure out in order where I need to start with what I'm doing. Instead of seeing the whole picture, like the whole design, start at the beginning. And then it kind of starts piecing itself together. And as I'm going, I'm finding my joy again, because we all have those days when we just, don't want to do it. Even though we love it, don't want to do it. But I find if I just center myself, start at the beginning, that seems to be the best way for me to get back into it again.
Yeah. So when people are watching you, like me, I don't have confidence in my cooking ability. I have other talents, is what I tell my husband. But for people who want to learn, are you more of an advanced show? Are you more entry level, or do you have all kinds on your YouTube channel?
I try to do all kinds, but on YouTube, you tend to do what gets the most attention, right? And what gets the most attention tends to be more of the mid-level to advanced. I think that for some reason that seems to get the most views. I don't know if it's just more fun to watch, but then I get those names that come into my contacts or my comments. And there's quite a few of them that I see repeatedly that are like, okay, now tell me, I have a question on this. And these are the ones that really want to learn how to do it. I do want to do more of the basic, beginning level type techniques. But time is an issue.
Right.
I kind of have to do, because to be honest, YouTube, I get paid from it a little bit.
Right.
A lot, but a little bit. I have to do things that make it worth doing.
Right.
So then that kind of gets me on the line of doing more the things that get more views.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
get
saying?
it.
So,
Absolutely.
and honestly, now I haven't announced it or anything. Nobody knows this yet, but I'm thinking about doing more online classes outside of YouTube. One of
Love
those
that. So so first of all, if anyone's interested in signing up for maybe something like that,
yeah, let me know.
How did they do that? I mean, do they comment? Do they email you? How can they reach you? Because we want to put that in our notes.
I would say comment. Well, let me think, because I get a lot of comments on YouTube.
Do you have a website where they can write to you there?
I kind of close it. I do have a personal email though.
Okay.
And it's, yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
we'll put it in our,
okay.
We'll put it in our notes. If anyone's interested, then we'll forward it on to you. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. Because I don't want to miss it, you know?
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, write to us at info@refocus.com and we'll send that to you and then you can take it from there. So, okay. So first of all, the cake decorating that you do weddings, you do birthday cakes, do you do, what's your specialty?
Weddings. If I have to pick one thing, it's going to be weddings.
Okay. So that's a big deal. And when I say that, you can't mess up on a wedding, right?
No. Right.
It's like it's like being a photographer, right? You
got one shot at it.
Yeah, you got. So all right. So I got tons of questions. So I'm sitting here thinking about this, going, all right. So let's say you have a wedding, and the cake has fallen or whatever.
Oh,
okay. And you're on YouTube, but it's the person at home that has made the cake or whatever, right?
Right.
What do they do?
Okay, I have a horror story.
Okay.
About this, and this is what kind of changed how I do my deliveries. Okay. I did have a cake fall over in my car. 5-tier cake fell over in my car.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes,
right. So how do you pull it together?
Yeah, it was one of those moments where it was like, okay, I don't know if I can continue doing this.
Right.
I can't put myself through this.
Yeah.
But what it did, after the panic subsided, it got me to reevaluate how I handle my delivery process in a way that eliminates stress.
So share your secrets with us.
Okay. I do have a video on that, but things I do. I deliver in insulated boxes with dry ice.
That's great.
So that the cake stays chilled in transport. So it doesn't have a chance to soften and fall apart. I prefer to deliver an assembled cake that no taller than 2 to 3 tiers, and then put other tiers on top at the venues. And every tier is being chilled on the transport so that I just get there, support systems in there. I just put the cakes on.
Okay.
I guess, and then the other things would just be assembly of cake tiers, which goes back to the basics.
Yeah.
These are the kind of things that I want to kind of have classes on if anybody's interested in that. Yeah. Because my videos are 10 minutes long. I have like 3 hours of footage that I have to edit down to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I can't really give all those details.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that.
What was the original question?
Just your little tips. Like, because here's my scenario. So let's say, I have a daughter and I have a son, but let's say I have a daughter who's getting married, but I don't have a lot of money. So I'm going to make the cake.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Maybe it's not a good idea, or but just say, but I've been watching you. Okay, I'm the mom. This is a scenario, people. It's not true. But let's say
I'm sure it happens.
Right. And so right. So that's what I'm saying. So let's say I've watched you. I've got this, cake, but it's I'm doing it myself.
Right.
But it hasn't turned out. All right. So it's either the night before or the day of.
Right.
What do they do? Do they go buy something? Do what?
It depends on what's gone wrong. If it's fixable, then there are ways to fix if you have time.
Okay.
I guess worst case scenario in that kind of a situation would be to call grocery stores, places like that might have undecorated cakes just ready to go.
Right. Okay. But I think I'm with you in spirit here saying, don't be afraid to try.
Right. Just give yourself time. If it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And maybe you have time to do something about it.
Maybe if you're not confident, don't choose the wedding day, right? Choose like a smaller event or something like that, right?
Practice.
Right. Exactly. Practice. I think that's a really good thing. And so people do get nervous, right? When they're cooking sometimes, right? So how can they calm their self when they're cooking. Do you, and I'll give you an example. Do you recommend having somebody have like their computer up, an iPad, or printing off, or have a cookbook, or what is the best way? And the reason I say this is because I'll give you an example. When my son was in school, he's got ADHD. When they started using computers, it was a new thing. He couldn't focus because the teacher was talking and then the computer and writing the notes. So he couldn't follow it. So if somebody's watching you and trying to cook in their setup in their kitchen, what's the best way that they could do that?
I would say anything that you can print out, do that so that you have it on hand. If you're watching a video, because that way, if you're watching a video, you're not going to have in front of you, the directions and the ingredients and all that. So watch the video, have something printed out at the same time would probably be a good idea. And I would definitely suggest finding somebody online who has already done it. Definitely. Don't try to forge out thinking, we all think we can do, I can do it. I got it. Jump in both feet first and then figure it out as you go. For a big occasion, let somebody else lead the way who's already done it. Doesn't mean you can't do it.
Just great advice. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to subscribe because I'm going to try it. And my husband's going to be really scared now, but anyway, so the other thing is, okay. So, when you're in your kitchen, I want to ask you this: organization skills in your kitchen. You're doing YouTube, right? But you cook, right? And you bake. So do you have any tips on kitchen organization that would help people focus on a daily basis, and whether they're cooking dinner or an event or anything? What works for you?
I like to have ingredients in separate in containers outside of the box with labels.
Okay.
And have the things that you're going to use the most closest to you.
Okay.
Like cabinets that are close to you, or on your countertop that is close to you. I'd like to do that a lot. I like to have all my ingredients, everything kind of lined up on another counter.
Just like you see on TV when you're watching somebody do this, right? Okay, perfect. Okay.
Kind of takes all the extra stuff that's in your kitchen out of the way but you have to organize yourself. You have to do it ahead of time. I'm going to need this, and this, get them all out, put them in front of you. Get your measuring cups, get your teaspoons, get your, liquid measuring cups, your dry cups, all that, get it all kind of lined up so that it's there.
And what I see in a lot of people, especially like I said, whether you have ADHD or ADD or whatever, is clutter. And clutter, kitchen is an area where people go and they entertain, they talk, right? So clutter. So if you were going in, I'm just curious, these are a little off the record questions, but this is your world. So if you were walking into someone's home that had a kitchen that was cluttered, how would they best organize it? Would you just say, take everything off and start?
Yes.
Corner by corner? Okay.
Start with a blank canvas. Get everything, out of the way, and then just do one thing at a time and organize it in whatever way is going to work best for you. Like I said, in a convenient way.
I love that. A blank canvas. I love that. I actually love that. I'm writing that down. Okay. So when you're baking, these are questions because we're going to ask her more on another podcast that's coming up. But when you're baking, do you listen to music when you're not YouTubing? When you're baking, what do you love to do?
Listen to music.
Okay.
Is a big one. Listen to music, or just put on the TV. And honestly, other YouTubers who are doing cake decorating, I like to listen to them in the background.
I love it.
We all learn from each other.
That's right. Who inspires you?
Who inspires me? Other people in my field.
Okay.
If specifically, if we're talking with cake decorating, other cake decorators that I followed when I was learning. And they still continue to inspire me. If they're still visible, if they're still doing tutorials and things like that, I still, on my subscription list, I still watch the same ones I started with.
Love that. Love that. Perfect. We have a big question that we ask a lot of people on here, and we'll get more into our next podcast on this, but you used to be a hairstylist and you moved. Yes. What made you make the change to do this? What was it?
Honestly, it was a life change. I had kids. And as they started getting older, grade school, I wanted to be more available to them.
I love that.
And not be at the salon all the time. Mm-hmm. So I took maybe a year or 2 years off. I can't even remember, just to stay home. And then that's when I discovered cake decorating.
I love
And
that.
and
I love
started
that.
doing their birthday cakes, and then their friends' birthday cakes. So it all started with birthday cakes, I guess.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
And yeah.
I love that. And then the other thing is, have you ever experienced failure in your life? And then how did you rebound from it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not too long ago, I just had I guess you'd call it a breakdown. Went into a depression. Honestly, COVID time, you know.
Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of an open book.
No, I love it because this podcast is all about focusing and how to focus. So how did you get through that?
I got help. I started meditating. I quit because I had closed, a lot of things happened at the same time. I had closed my business because it just became too much. I guess if I don't mean it to sound snotty, but if you can be overly successful, I kind of reached that point where I was missing out on life. And always working.
Yeah.
So I decided to close my personal business, which was my baby. I raised it with my children, right? So I kind of lost my best friend.
Yeah.
Started working for another bakery, brought my business there. I won't get into details, but that was a horrible, horrible situation. Nobody's specific fault. You know, COVID happened.
Yeah, COVID. Yeah, we all went into a cave.
Oh, so many things. Yeah.
I said that to my friends recently. I said, I haven't been a very good friend. And they all said, well, COVID happened and we all went into a cave, and we did, you know?
Yeah. So that all happened. And then it just all kind of combined into waking up one day and just being depressed.
Yeah.
You know?
And look at you now. Look at you now.
Oh yeah. I got help, and I kickstarted the YouTube channel. That really helped because it gave me my baby back a little bit. Yeah. Because I'm still working for an awesome boss. I work at a great place. She's become one of my very closest friends.
I love that.
She respects me. I respect her. She lets me do my thing. Everything. Yeah. But she's also okay with me doing my thing on the side. And I'm not selling anything. This is just, I'm teaching people. So I got my baby back in a way. I got my sense of self back.
I love that. That is so awesome. Okay. So last question. All right. So first of all, we're going to be having Mary on our new podcast that's going to be coming out soon. But quick question. So on those off days, you're delivering that cake, but you are not focused. You are frazzled. You are not who you are. And you've got to get game on.
Yeah.
What is the music or the artist or the genre that you listen to when you get in your car and you get yourself together?
This is going to sound very immature. Harry Styles.
Harry Styles. Oh, he's the bomb. I love him.
Oh my God, he's so inspirational. Yeah. He's so upbeat.
Listen, I'm in my 50s and I love Harry Styles. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. And you know what? It's so awesome that about being in our 50s. I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah.
And so it's not about your age, but that's so awesome. Listen, I love all kinds of music. I love hip hop. I love jazz. I love everything.
Me too.
It brings you up. It brings you calm. It brings you centered, gives you energy, so I love that. Any favorite Harry Styles songs? If not, we're going to surprise you with a little clip.
The one that gives me the most energy would be, I can't remember the name of it.
We'll find it and we'll play a clip of it. So
feel good. I don't know. It's the one where he claps and it sounds, I don't know.
I love, you know what? I love it. We'll figure it out.
Repeat, his whole thing. I just,
no. We'll figure it. So first of all, thank you so much for being on.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So awesome. We're going to have her up on our second podcast here shortly. And so if you haven't checked out her YouTube channel, go to Sophisticates on YouTube. You're going to find her. Her name is Mary Haiar. Her name is Haiar, but it's Haiar. And she's lovely. You'll learn so much from her. Don't be intimidated. Check her out. Find out how she works and learn from her, and do something new. Take a class, right? Yeah. Whether it's take a class online or in person, but do something new. But thank you so much again for joining us.
Thank you.